में जो resolve उन्होंने दिखाया, he almost risked his government. Dr. Ranganathan, people are asking, saying, writing, how will history judge Dr. Singh? What would you say?
I would say history would, or certainly I would judge him as pure gold, uh, glittering, shimmering, at the same time, soft and malleable. And, you know, I think, Pranesh, this is a strange debate to be in because I'll be very honest with you. Our culture always says do not speak or be critical of the dead, especially when so little time has passed. Fair enough, absolutely, and I don't want to be that. Um, Having said that, we ourselves need to decide how objective we need to be in order to assess Dr. Manmohan Singh. Uh, the silver lining in this everything is, of course, every man has a failing and everyone has it. But the silver lining is that one can be very complimentary to Dr. Manmohan Singh, as I will be in a second, at the same time can be critical as well. That is why he was a special man, because he was in charge of two separate domains. And one can be absolutely brilliant in one domain and not so good at the other, thereby eliciting response that can be complimentary as well as critical. So if I may, at the risk of offending a few, be rightly so very complimentary to one of his domains, and at the same time be a little bit critical of the domain that he certainly was accidental, which was prime ministership. But coming to his forte, which was as an economist, this country owes him a lot. I have to say this. When he entered the fray in 1990, our foreign exchange reserves were 3 billion, little bit above 3 billion. And when he left in 2014, they were 300 billion. He dragged us out of a hole, literally a hole, and he pulled us into the right direction. So the nation is grateful, and I think even our current prime minister acknowledges that we are all, in one sense, reaping the rewards that Dr. Manmohan Singh implemented. There might be a lot of other people who would say that, look, his economic reforms that he heralded were also because of was Mr. P.V. Narasimha Rao, fair enough, and also World Bank, IMF, fair enough. But he was the man on the ground who actually fructified them. So a huge credit goes to them, goes to him as well. As far as economy is concerned, pure gold. Academics, unbelievable. A wrangler means a double first from Cambridge, very rare. A real scholar, academic, so all very well. And I think if one were to leave it at that, I would like to remember him as that, because I think his foray into the prime ministership leaves a lot to be desired. As I said, today is possibly not the time to talk about it. But a few lacuna remain. For example, the air chief was on record saying that after 26/11, he implored Manmohan Singh to strike terror hideouts in Pakistan, and he wasn't given permission. We know what happened. Baluchistan was included in Sharm el-Sheikh. We know a lot of other things that happened. For example, communal violence bill was about to be passed, where that was blatantly, bigoted, communal, and anti-Hindu. So many other things. But as I said, the crowning glory, at least in that department, was his nuclear deal that he did. But I would like to remember him so much more as an economist who was an expert in that field, real expert, and not so much, in fact, not very much at all in his secondary field as prime ministership. And as far as his honesty is concerned, let me say this again, that he was certainly as honest as Prime Minister Modi is. That is to say that personally, there is absolutely no stigma on their personal integrity and honesty, but both of them have looked the other way and allowed corruption to prosper.
Okay. I don't know how this will be received, but you are entitled to your views and opinions. Mr. Rajagopalan, in your interactions with Dr. Singh and over the years, the man that you saw, what would you like to tell our viewers?
Pranesh, very, very interesting things are there. He's a good listener. He absorbs the things quickly and understands the politics. And as you say, how would you rate? I rate 60% good man, 40% not bad man, but I would say 40% so-so. Because having served the Indian Parliament, Dr. Manmohan Singh has never been elected to Lok Sabha. Second thing, he has been only in Rajya Sabha. Second, why he was called accidental prime minister. I would like to explain from my understanding, having known Mr. Kalam very well, Dr. Kalam, Abdul Kalam very well, he rejected the name of Madam Sonia Gandhi. That is why, after Dr. Subramanian Swamy presented a case, the case became very sensational. Suddenly, Madam Sonia Gandhi appointed Dr. Manmohan Singh. That is why he says he's an accidental prime minister. Second, very important, as I said, he's a good listener. I remember I was present at Atal Bihari Vajpayee's residence when Dr. Manmohan Singh called on him as a prime minister, and it's a courtesy that the outgoing prime minister is paid a call by the incoming prime minister. Interestingly, 1 hour the conversation went, Pranay. After 1 month, when I met Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, I asked him what was the conversation like in Central Hall of Parliament. Mr. Vajpayee explained, मैंने बहुत कुछ समझाया कैबिनेट कमेटी ऑन सिक्योरिटी में कभी आलइस का लेना नहीं है डॉक्टर.
He was speaking from
मैंने तो
experience.
हैं?
He was speaking from experience.
He spoke from experience and said he was bitten very badly by George Fernandez Tekelka, this coffin case scam. Therefore, don't bring any sensational persons in the defense ministry because you are bound to get into problems. That is
Right.
why I say he's a good listener. Second thing, for 10 years of Dr. Singh and 10 years of Narendra Modi, if you compare, I come to this judgment that as Dr. Ranganathan stated, corruption ridden in 2014, before 14 and after 9. So therefore, he was made as a very, very bad. Many painters painted him in a wrong brush. He was a gentleman, but he allowed 2G, CWG, coal scam, everything. And he was also to be questioned. His secretary, Harish Gupta, was jailed for the corruption charges. So therefore, there are minus and plus points.
Right.
Coming to the last point, I would like to say that he is very simple. He asked for a taxi after he demitted office. And second thing, he had also been very, very, very courageous to say on the day of the nuclear deal, 1, 2, 3 was to be tabled in the parliament. When Samajwadi Party, the cash scam happened, 3 crore rupees cash was thrown in the parliament. At that time, he offered to resign. That Sanjay Baru in his memoirs has also complimented Prime Minister
Right.
Dr. Manmohan Singh that he offered to resign. So these are all certain thoughts, but conclusion, he is no more. We have to praise him and he's a good listener. Of course, I stand by still 60% good, 40% bad.